The world elite was struck by a terrible mold virus. Planet Earth is no longer interesting to them, and they began to equip their housing elsewhere. The main symptom is an irresistible desire to hide underground. Why is the world elite starting to build underground shelters for themselves? And why do they go to live there? Let's find out right now. If you're sure that you cannot hide from yourself, then subscribe to the channel and express your opinion in the comments. When talking about bunkers, most people think of grey, lifeless shelters with bare concrete walls, uncomfortable bunk beds, stock of monotonous canned food, and personal protective equipment. Bomb shelters from the Second World War really lived up to the stereotype of bunkers. However, modern shelters are fundamentally different from their predecessors from the 20th century. Today, many companies involved in the construction of various kinds of bunkers are seeing a large increase in demand for structures to protect against local or global security risks. Whether it be a global pandemic, an asteroid fall, or an escalation of political and armed conflicts. At the same time, these shelters offer not only protection from potential threats, but also the comfort of the most luxurious hotels. According to Robert Ficina, who builds luxury bunkers, the demand for more comfortable shelters is due to the fact that people gradually came to the conclusion that humanity is unable to survive in Spartan conditions in the long term, and therefore something terrible is waiting for the planet sooner or later. Many members of the world's elite, investment fund managers, athletes, heads of large organizations and commercial companies, world-famous stars, as well as political leaders, have come to purchase a personal bunker to protect their families. Although the last decades may seem relatively calm, the demand for luxury bunkers has periodically increased. In particular, the manager of the Texas company Rising S, Gary Lynch, noted that in 2016, after the election of US President Donald Trump, sales of luxurious underground shelters increased by 700%. In addition, the events of 2020, both the pandemic and the riots against the backdrop of socio-economic changes, also provoked an increase in the popularity of bunkers. Well, after such information, a well-known quote comes to mind. Then the kings of the earth, the princes, the generals, the rich, the mighty and everyone else, both slave and free, hid in caves and among the rocks of the mountains.
I can do anything I want, anything. The only thing I ever worry about is that one day, if the rebels win, it all might end.
Even the most luxurious shelters have the necessary attributes of a traditional defensive structure. As a rule, they are a system of residential and technical compartments packed in a shell of ventilation and engineering communications, protective locks, screens, ceilings, and armored doors. Such buildings should not only protect the inhabitants from external threats, but also provide them with a livelihood for a long time. Therefore, in addition to ready-made supplies of food and water, bunkers often contain fortified communication centers, their own many power plants or at least generators, water treatment systems, and even hydroponic greenhouses. The most popular among clients are a kind of public bunkers for those who wish to survive the apocalypse in the company of their families to maintain conditions that even remotely resemble the normal world. Often, specialized companies buy decommissioned military shelters and even missile silos built by the US or Soviet governments and transform them. Developers are thinking through the organization of public bunkers to the point of arranging in them people with the professions and skills necessary for long-term survival. One of Vivo's X-Point's largest public shelters consists of 575 military bunkers. This complex is located in southwestern South Dakota, in the Black Hills. During World War II and the Cold War, the US Army used it as an ammunition depot, After re-equipment, the complex of facilities can accommodate about 5,000 people. The interior of each section belonging to a separate family is equipped based on the preferences of the customer. Their cost varies from $25,000 to $200,000 and depends on whether the buyer wants to get a minimalist shelter or a luxurious designer bunker. In addition to individual accommodations for each family, the X-Point underground shelter is equipped with all amenities of a small town, including a theater, classrooms, medical facilities, spas, gyms, and hydroponic gardens. For people who want to experience a hypothetical apocalypse in truly luxurious conditions, Vivos offer the Europa 1 bunker. This facility is located inside a former Cold War ammunition depot in Germany. It is a complex of 34 private residences carved into a continuous layer of strong rocks. The area of the most modest options is at least 230 square meters, and the size of the most spacious two-story bunkers can reach 465 square meters. Each individual section will also be equipped to the taste and needs of the buyer. In addition, at the request of the client, you can get a personal mini-cinema, swimming pool, gym, and other amenities. Separate sections of the complex are connected by an underground tram system, through which customers can visit local entertainment and catering areas. Robert Vicino believes that individual shelters can be compared to the personal yachts of the elite.
Читает обычный человек, значит, эмоционально про какой-то роскошный объект, и ему говорят, это объект Путина, это объект Путина. Причем здесь Путин?
Larry Hall and his company LAH Cubed LLC are working on the construction of survival condo complexes. Hall's first bunker is located in Kansas, inside an abandoned missile silo. In the 1960s, the first Convair SM-65 Atlas intercontinental ballistic missiles with thermonuclear warheads were based in it. Ironically, the weapons of mass destruction are now replaced by luxury bunkers designed to protect people from the nuclear threat. Hall says it's this aspect that makes his clients think of acquiring a shelter as a real investment in their own security, as opposed to just another expensive piece of real estate. The Survival Condo Complex offers customers several layout options. The section area varies from 84 to 335 square meters. The cost of the most spacious apartments starts from $4.5 million. Bunker owners have free access to their properties, whether in the event of an imminent catastrophe or when they simply wish to escape civilization for a little while. These shelters also have shops, theaters, bars, cinemas, a library, and a swimming pool that the owners of the shelters can use for free. If you still prefer to celebrate the end of the world in splendid isolation or in the company of your closest family members and friends, you will like the Opidum bunker located in the Czech Republic. The top secret hideout has gained fame as the largest bunker for billionaires. The original shelter was a joint project between the USSR and Czechoslovakia, dating back to the 1980s. Today it is a gigantic complex of ground and underground structures with a total area of about 7,000 square meters. So far, the bunker does not have an owner or owners, so the project developers have limited themselves to a basic interior design that can easily be transformed in accordance with the preferences of the client. The amenities of the Opidum hideout include a private underground garden, swimming pool, spa, cinema, and even a wine cellar. In response to claims about luxury bunker excesses, Robert Vicino and his colleagues assure that in the long term, comfort and availability of a variety of amenities are of no small importance for both survival and physical and mental health.
У вас доход годовой выше, чем у Путина.
Потому что я заработал больше, чем Путин.
Я ничего против не имею. Рад за вас.
Well, friends, we have shown you how the so-called world elite prepare for the end of the world. What they plan to do with a world that they urgently needed bunkers is already becoming clear. But you cannot hide from death in a bunker, so does it make any sense at all? Isn't it better to stop doing all sorts of nonsense and finally start arranging our planet better and better and enjoy the incredibly beautiful nature? Well, first people fight each other and destroy the Earth, competing in the creation of more and more powerful weapons, and now they hide in holes from the consequences. What is there left to say? I saw the Lord standing by the altar, and he said, "No one will get away, none will escape. Though they dig down to the depths below, from there my hand will take them." We give thanks to you, Lord God Almighty, because you have begun to reign. The time has come for judging and for rewarding, and for destroying those who destroy the earth.